Hello, 9th, 10th, 11th graders and advisors. Here is the PLP work for April. So if you go to the PLP curriculum page and scroll down, go to the correct grade level, and then you will see for the month of April, the PLP section focus is updates to all. So this month we will be just finishing up all of the work from the whole year. And if you click on this checklist, it will show you specific grade level information, but it will go through section by section and indicate what work we'll be looking for in future years. So under the personal profile here, you have personalized your PLP heading, you've written an introduction, and then you have added in some of these activities from this year, such as your identity map or your who's on your team activity. And you can see over here, there is a sample. So here is the name, there's a picture there, there's a brief introduction, and then down here, here's a list of core values and an identity map. So that's an indication of the work for that section. And then we'll look at yearly goals. You should have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. And the most important part of this is the reflection piece. So this doesn't have to be really long, but just underneath each of your goals, go ahead and write an update or a short reflection. Did you achieve that goal? If not, how are you going to adjust that goal in the future? So ideally, you would have a short-term and a long-term goal for every year at Mount Abe. All right, let's go on to the learner profile. So this year, we asked you to add in these 5 questions under the learner profile section. So go ahead and make sure you have those questions answered. And the other piece of this is to update your 4-year plan. Next, update your accomplishments and co-curriculars and your hopes and dreams. So please know that the accomplishments and co-curriculars do not have to be school related. So think of the skills you may have learned that you're really proud of. Maybe you've learned to use a chainsaw this year, or maybe you've picked up this really cool art technique, or you've mastered a musical talent. Maybe if you've gotten your driver's license, you're really proud of that, or your permit. Maybe you have been awarded something in the paper or in an organization that you belong to outside of school. So any of those things can be added in there, and then make sure any extracurriculars or co-curriculars, volunteer activities, community service, any of those things, and then what are your hopes and dreams for the future, short-term and long-term? You can write that in there. All right, and then finally, you will upload your transferable skill evidence. So if you're a 9th grader, then you'll be adding your evidence to this new transferable skills portfolio. If you're a 10th grader, you probably already have some evidence listed in the old transferable skills portfolio that looks like this. So what I'll say is you don't need to add any more to this old portfolio. You may add everything into the new portfolio moving forward. So if you have some evidence in the old one and some in the new, that's expected and that's okay. If you haven't entered any evidence into the old portfolio, then feel free to add everything to the new portfolio. And as 10th graders, we're looking for 2 pieces of evidence for each transferable skill. And if you have them split between the 2 portfolios, then one example this year from each of the 4 transferable skills, and then if you did last year's work, then you would have 1 piece of evidence for each transferable skill in the old portfolio. Juniors, you're going to have a mix as well, but all of your work from this year can be put into the new portfolio in this advanced section. And also, please know that there have been several activities that we've done during PLP Fit and Advisory that you could add in as transferable skills evidence. So we did a innovative thinking evidence sheet. We made a paper chain activity in certain grade levels, and some of you made a flying airplane and played around with that design and changed it and tried to make it better. So that is something that you could write up and put in as evidence. Some of you did a lesson on grit and how to improve your grit and your perseverance. So that could go in as personal development evidence. And then some of you did a community connection activity. In advisory, we made wreaths with our hands and talked about our values. We did a paper chain activity. Some of you did a video project at the beginning of the year to discuss and bring to light diversity and getting to know each other. So any of those pieces would be great evidence. And then down here is an extensive list that you can also refer to. So take the month of April and update your PLP, and know that in the month of May and June, we will be focusing on the transferable skill of effective communication, and we will be exhibiting our PLPs to each other in advisory, especially if you're in 10th grade, that it's a formal practice exhibition to get you ready for your senior year. And if you're in the 9th grade or the 11th grade, then you'll be sitting down and assessing your PLP progress with an advisory peer or your advisor. So that is the work for the month. If you have any questions, reach out, and good luck. Happy spring.